Applesauce Gaming. Welcome to my newest video. Peace.
Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm doing my very first reaction video. I know you just saw the intro, and yeah, I made it. Guys, can you wait a while? There's someone knocking on my door. Okay guys, I'm back. This is Jerry, and let's play this.
Hey, I'm Monica.
Hi Monica.
And this story is about my boyfriend Neil and how he pressured me into having sextuplets. It all started when we were watching a reality TV show about a girl who was raising her quadruplets.
Sorry about that.
People loved the show, and the girl was making millions of dollars. After watching a few episodes, my boyfriend Neil said to me, "If this girl got a TV show because she had quadruplets, why don't you get pregnant with quintuplets? We would have one more kid than her and become even more famous and rich." Okay, becoming rich and famous was the worst reason to have kids. I told him he was crazy. I mean, I wasn't ready to start a family, and I never wanted lots of children. Maybe one or two. But he kept going on about how having 5 children would change our lives for the better. My boyfriend Neil just didn't seem to care about my feelings. Did he really think I wanted to be pregnant with 5 babies inside my belly?
No.
I'm only a couple of inches over 5 feet, while Neil is 6 feet tall. Where were all those babies going to fit? And if we were going to have quintuplets, I'd have to have in vitro fertilization. That's a very painful process where the doctors take eggs out of my ovaries, fertilize them, and to put them back into me. It's painful, expensive, and without any guarantee of success. I told him that there was no way I would ever do that. But Neil just ignored, continued to pressure me into having quintuplets, saying that all would be fine once we were rich and famous.
Is that true?
But I don't think it's good for children to grow up with cameras following them all the time. I want my babies to have a normal childhood. And why would any TV crew want to film us anyway? We're just ordinary people. I tried to laugh it off as another one of Neil's stupid ideas, but he begged me for months to have quintuplets, and I began to wonder if maybe it was a good idea after all. I mean, having a big family might be great, and the government gives financial support for each child, so we'd be able to afford to take care of them. Well, one night, I had a dream where I told my boyfriend Neil that I wanted to have quintuplets. It seemed so real and so right. I figured it was my subconscious telling me we should go for it. So the next morning, I told Neil I was ready to become pregnant with quintuplets. He started cheering and got all excited and promised me that this was the best decision I've ever made. But when we went to the fertility doctor and told him about our plans,
For a while, I have to do something. Okay, I'm back.
he warned us that multiple births were very dangerous, both for the mother and for her babies. That's why he refused to help us. But that didn't stop my boyfriend from finding another doctor who we had to pay extra money to implant 12 fertilized eggs into my ovary. The problem is that in vitro fertilization doesn't always work, so we didn't know how many of the fertilized eggs would survive. It could have been 0, but it could also have been 10, leaving me with decuplets. You can imagine how scared I was that something would go wrong, but at least I had Neil by my side. He told me that in the end, the only thing that mattered was that we were together. But after 2 weeks, I could feel I was pregnant, but I still didn't know how many babies I had in my tummy. We still had to wait for our 12-week ultrasound. When the big day came, the doctor took a very close look. He wanted to make sure he wasn't missing a baby. But after 20 minutes of looking at the monitor, he told us he was seeing 5 heartbeats. We were expecting quintuplets. My boyfriend and I immediately started screaming out of joy. Everything was going perfect and as planned. And then, things got really bad. After a few months, my belly got so big that all I could do was lay in bed. I even stopped going to the toilet and had to pee into a portable women's urinal. It was a difficult pregnancy, and then I developed preeclampsia. So I had to have an emergency C-section. My babies were born prematurely at 25 weeks. When they took me down to see my babies, I thought I was going crazy. There weren't just 5 babies. There were 6 babies. The doctor had overlooked one of my babies during the ultrasound, so we ended up with sextuplets. I guess you can imagine how happy my boyfriend was when he got the news. For him, having sextuplets was much better than having quintuplets. But, more importantly, my boyfriend Neil turned out to be a great dad. Today, our babies are 1 year old, and taking care of them requires my boyfriend and me to work as a team. Unfortunately, though, we don't have our own TV show yet. We contacted more than 20 TV networks, but none of them wanted to work with us. But Neil and I already have a new plan. We will start our own YouTube channel and show our crazy life with sextuplets. We read an article about this 8-year-old boy, Ryan, who is one of the most successful YouTubers in the world.
Guys, if you do not know who Ryan's World is, he's very good. I'd suggest you go to his videos. I'll even have the link for my friend's channel down below. Okay, let's continue the last parts of the video.
Making $20 million per year.
What?
And even has his own line of toys. It's so crazy. I also started watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And the more I watch it, the more I want to be famous myself. I know how stupid that sounds. But wouldn't it be an exciting and fun life? Well, I guess that becoming famous is even more important to my boyfriend Neil than it is to me. So I'm sure he will figure out a way to make it happen. Whether we get famous or not, I'm already happy with how things are. Emily is absolutely perfect. So thank you for listening to my story.
Okay guys, that'll do. Goodbye.